Today we are going to cover Blue Lock. Without any further ado, let's begin. The series starts with our young protagonist Isagi Yoichi dribbling the ball toward the goalpost in a stadium. As Isagi is nearing the goalpost and addressing the situation before shooting the goal, he is reminded by his coach that soccer is a team sport when he chants one for all for one. Agreeing with him, Isagi passes the ball to his teammate, who fails to score, therefore allowing the opponents to rebound and ultimately lose the game. On his way home after losing the game, Isagi starts reminiscing about his childhood, idolizing the famous French striker Noel Noah and doubting the theory of Japanese soccer, which greatly idolizes teamwork. When he reaches home, he is given a letter by his mom from the Japanese Football Union inviting him to their headquarters. Finding this interesting, Isagi reaches there and finds out he was not the only one who was invited, as he is in a room full of high school soccer players. After a while, the players are greeted by the man in charge of them, Igo Jinpachi, who states that he is the person who is hired to make sure Japan wins the World Cup. Jinpachi introduces them to Blue Lock, a facility that is going to train the 300 players, and whoever manages to beat out the other 299 players will become the best striker in the world. Furthermore, he states that his true goal is to create egoists who will not be afraid of scoring the goal when it's needed most. After the speech, Isagi enters a room with 10 people who are his teammates and rivals. Jinpachi then calls everyone and announces a game of soccer tag in which the last person with the ball will be eliminated from Blue Lock once the timer runs out. After an intense game filled with low blows and some help from the other players, our protagonist saves himself from the elimination by hitting Kira Ryosuke in the final seconds. In a meeting room full of executives of the Japanese Football Union, Henri Thierry announces that if things carry on the way they are, Japan will never win the World Cup. But the executives don't really care. They only care about the team making money, but Henri is passionate about Japan winning the World Cup. Therefore, she exclaims that only Jinpachi can help make it happen. Back at the facility, Kira is in disbelief that Asagi has eliminated him and is aggressively shouting that he is a much better player than everyone else here. So why does his career have to depend on a lousy game of tag? To which Jinpachi explains to him that everything in the Blue Lock is somehow connected to football. And this game of tag showed how good of a striker you are by testing your interpersonal space, tactics, positioning, and much more, and that is the reason why he is eliminated from Blue Lock. Moreover, Jinpachi congratulates everyone else for passing this grueling admission test. On day 3 of the Blue Lock facility, Isagi is unable to sleep. He is hit with the realization that he is average in almost everything compared to the other players. Therefore, he decides to go train in the middle of the night. In the hallway, he finds Meguru Bachira. Bachira was the person who passed the ball to Isagi to help eliminate Ryosuke. When Isagi asks him how did he do it, he replies that just like the top players in the world, Bachira too has a monster inside him who told him to pass to Isagi, so he did it. While they are talking, Jinpachi makes an announcement calling everyone to the room where he explains that their rankings have been updated and that their team is at the bottom, which is Team Z. Surprisingly enough, our MC is in second last place, which is 274th. Jinpachi also reveals that they will be facing 5 other teams in a round robin style, where only the top 2 will be going forward in the Blue Lock program. Team Z's first match is against Team X, and everyone in the locker room is confused as how they will play since everyone on the team is a striker. All of them agree on a game of rock, paper, scissors, which Asagi wins, meaning that he will be the forward in the first match. When the match starts, instead of attacking the other team and stealing the ball from them, Team Z is having conflicts among themselves just to score, but Team X is no better and is having the same problems. Using this chance, Barrow, the best player of Team X, steals the ball and scores. Consequently, Team X is now working together to help Barrow score more, therefore destroying Team Z completely. As a result, the score is 5-0 in Team X's favor. with 3 minutes remaining till the match is over. Tired by this, Bachira tells Isagi that he will give him a long pass, so run towards the goalpost. Isagi obliges and receives a seamless pass from Bachira, but Barrow has figured this out and blocks Isagi just before he can go, therefore forcing Isagi to pass the ball. Isagi has two choices. He can either pass to Kunigami or Raichi, so he decides to pass the ball to Kunigami without thinking much, even though Raichi has a better chance to score. But Kunigami doesn't disappoint and scores. Isagi's team still loses 5 to 1. In the locker room, Jinpachi explains to the team that their skills and their being an all-rounder are equally important for the goodness of the team. For the next match, Team Z starts listing all of their skills to help them know one another better. Everyone in the team has at least one special skill, like Raichi being an amazing shooter and Bachira being the best dribbler, but Asagi can't think of one, and Chigiri decides not to tell others about his specialty. Kwan, who is devising the new team strategy, dismisses this for now and tells everyone their new strategy, which is to take turns playing as the forward of the team and try to find their flow with each other. After a practice session, Isagi heads out for dinner to the cafeteria, and after seeing him, Kunigami decides to show his appreciation by sharing his steak, which he won because he scored a goal. The next game is about to start, and Isagi's team is going against Team Y, who was just obliterated in the previous match by Team V. Kuan explains that they will be desperate to win this game because they just lost their last game, and that they should be wary of their striker Hibiki Okawa, whose shooting is off the charts. The match starts and the performance of Team Z is night and day compared to their previous match. They are passing the ball around instead of fighting among themselves, but Team Y is still able to defend even though they are using all of their abilities. Out of nowhere, a mysterious guy named Nico gives a long pass to Okawa and starts an offense which leads to Okawa scoring a goal just before halftime. In the second half, Isagi notices that Team Y isn't interested in scoring, they are just trying to waste time by passing among themselves. Therefore, when Isagi gets the ball, he instantly decides to give a long pass to Gagamaru Jin, who is currently the striker for the team. Jin barely manages to reach the pass, but instead of a goal, Team Z gets a corner shot, thus giving the team a chance to go. Isagi is feeling a bit uneasy, and instead of positioning himself to catch the ball, he decides to run towards Nico, the person who is controlling the game, and intercepts the ball, shooting it towards the goal, and with the help of Jin, our team finally scores. Isagi is intercepting almost all of their passes and is currently in control of the flow of the game. Moreover, Nico tells Isagi about his weapon, which is accurately reading the field and making decisions to coordinate accordingly. With a single minute remaining, Team Y launches an all-out attack and every player starts marching towards the goal. At the end, Nico has the ball, and instead of shooting, he passes it to Okawa, but it is intercepted by Isagi, who knows this because he would have done the same if he didn't come to Blue Lock, which results in a pass to Bachira, who dribbles the ball across the field and then passes it back to Isagi, who smashes the ball into the goalpost, winning the match by 2-0. The team celebrates the win by sharing steaks in each of their lunches. The following night, still feeling restless due to the match, Isagi decides to look at the footage from the match, but surprisingly he finds Shigiri there as well. Shigiri explains to him while inspecting the footage that Isagi's ability is what most of the players in this world lack, spatial awareness, due to which he can sniff out a goal that can be beneficial for the team. Isagi asks Shigiri about his ability as well, which Shigiri doesn't tell, but instead he tells him about his leg injury and that joining Blue Lock is just a way for him to stop playing football altogether. On the next day after practice, Jinpachi tells everyone their current ranking for the matches, in which Team Z is in second place tied with two other teams. He further mentions that they have now found their new individual abilities and they just have to polish it to make it stand out. Isagi's team is currently strategizing for their next match, which is against Team W. Everyone is assuming that Team W is stronger than them because they have defeated Baru's team as well. Furthermore, Leon, who is normally the goalkeeper, adds that Team W has two key players, Keisuke and Junichi Wanima, who are also brothers. Leon also explains that their specialty is combination play, which means they have very good coordination amongst themselves. Moreover, Kuan decides to change their strategy for this game. He explains that we will have three forwards at once this time, and everyone else will take turns after every 30 minutes. Soon after the match begins, the Wanima brothers seem to know about Shigiri's injury and decide to tease him about it, but soon Asagi steps in, stating that the past doesn't matter and that he should focus on the current match. The match goes on with Kuan being on a roll and scoring three amazing goals just before halftime. But when the second half starts, the match takes a different turn. Asagi cannot get any passes, and the Wanima brothers keep stealing the ball from Kuan, and that's when Asagi realizes that they have been betrayed by Kuan. Kuan then reveals that he has made a deal with Team W, who will make him the top scorer so he isn't forced to leave Blue Lock even after his team loses. After revealing everything, Kuan joins Team W to help score them more goals. Will Asagi and his team make a comeback after Kuan's betrayal? Let's find out in the next part. For now, leave a like and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more exciting videos.